What's your like most like, I guess using a cool term now, an ick moment where you met an influencer and you're like,
Oh, dude.
ew.
Wait, no, you could tell the story without telling me.
Yeah.
I guess you could tell the name. I don't care. But
No, so
Say
there
the
was
name, dude. Just leave it out. Tell me at least.
So it was
Okay.
but it was when they were in their old house. They're setting up a home gym, right? And they got this big wall of mirrors, and they're putting in lighting to like top down lighting
To make themselves look hotter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they finished setting up the lighting, and he calls me in by name. He's just like, "Hey, Jared, come look at this," right? And I'm thinking, I have no idea what he's going to show me. So he walks in, he's like, "Look at this lighting." I was like, "Oh, that's sick." And then I turn around, he's like, "Look how it makes my abs look," and like lifts
shit.
up his shirt.
it's completely serious.
It's completely serious,
yeah.
and it's like just like checking himself out. And
Yeah,
he's like, "Dude, I'm looking ripped." And I was like, "Sick, man! Like, can I go back to where everybody else is?"
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Mine was I had there was this influencer and
What's the name, dude? Just bleep it out.
Oh. She annoys me so much. But when I first moved out here, I had like a beat up 04 Toyota Solera, and I drove her to go get food. But on the way back, she's like, "Yeah, I'm not driving that thing again. That's
Oh
it's
shit!
like,
Not even your car?
yeah, like she's like, it's just so old and like gross." So I was like, it was clean on the inside. She's just like,
Yeah.
ugh, I can't believe you drive this. I was like, yeah.
That's your side of the story. Like it was probably really dirty inside.
Well,
Smelled like shit.
he did have a stick like lodged in his back wheel chassis. That
That's
would,
outside
like,
the car though. I ran over someone. I didn't know how to get it out.
That's kind of crazy.
But-
Is she like super huge? she?
Yeah, at the time, I
yeah,
guess she was.
But yeah, we've had a few ick moments like that where it's just
A lot. Any TikTok party, because Indy used to just be all in all that stuff and take us places, and I wanted to jump off any balcony, any high rise in Hollywood Hills I could.
Yeah, well, those just kind of suck sometimes, especially out here.
yeah.
It's tough finding the good people.
Yeah, I think it's the flash, like, and they're all just flashes and pans. If they don't like further career, a lot of them are like, I could probably do this for life, and then we'll be good to go. And it's like, I don't know, man.
That's why I like that we're starting to like get to know like a lot of like the OGs like yourself and Kian and JC and stuff like that, because you guys actually, I don't bring something to the table like as people.
Yeah.
You know, like you have substance.
You'll get there. We're not helping you. We're not helping you get there.
Just
I don't know.
say depth. There's a,
Depth.
Yeah.
There we go.
I always
Yeah,
say
you
that
guys-
for
you guys
influencers.
Too many
have-
syllables, man.
Yeah.
You guys have depth as people. And
I was going to try to help you, but I was like, I'm going to fuck that up. Too.
He's like, substitution, maybe?
I was like, depth, yeah.
I did that the other not the other day, but like a couple months ago or whatever. The first time that we met Zane and Heath, I was like, oh, we can all be accountability buddies.
First of all, I don't know why he said that. He was so
'Cause
nervous.
we were talking about setting up like a group of like a think tank
Yeah.
to like come up with content for people and stuff like that. And
I still want to do that.
yeah, no, it's a great
I'd be
idea.
down to go.
And,
do it.
And I was just like, yeah, we can all be accountable.
But even when you got it out, it wasn't cool. We could all be like accountability buddies. And I just looked at Jared. I was like, "Is that what you wanted to say?" He said,
It just sounds like influencers are like, yo, should I post this or am I going to get canceled?
That's exactly what it is now.
Yeah.
What's your
That's
biggest ick moment?
I think one that comes to mind was,
Okay.
I don't know if we should leave her name in, but I was at a K&J party, yeah. And
"We'll bleep it out just in case."
yeah, just in case, who cares? Maybe I've honestly said it, I don't know. They were throwing a party and she was there, and you know, I hadn't met her yet. And the guy that she brought was this guy who like smoked me out during like the beginning of the party. So I brought my high school friend, aka a normal dude, right? Who was just kind of there to just drink and kind of, you know, get high. And he was talking to the guy a lot. It's because he's like, they were both super potheads.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, Manny, let's take off. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna go see about that dude. He fucking smoked us out. And I was like, all right. And then they're saying goodbye, and she's just standing next to him. And then I say goodbye to the guy. I was like, oh, thanks for smoking me out. And then he was like, yeah, David, I'll see you soon. I was like, yeah, we'll catch up. And then I looked at her. I was like, oh, by the way, like, hey, big fan. Nice to meet you. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh, are you a big fan? Are you? And I was like,
God.
I was like, yeah, I've seen your stuff. And I was just kind of like thrown off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And she was just like, name one video. And I was like, I don't know. And at that time, it was like maybe 2016, 2015. I was like, I don't know, the Chubby Bunny Challenge, you probably done that. And she was like, yeah, what else? And I was like,
You said name one. What do you mean, what
and I was
else?
like, I just saw your Vine today. And it was when Vine was out. And I was like, and it was actually a funny Vine too. It wasn't just like a, one of those things. I was like, that Vine was pretty funny. And she was like, oh, Vine, so stupid. I got like 2 million followers in like 2 days. She was like, lame. Anyways, so who do you know here? And I was like, oh, blah, 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 Kane J. And she was like, okay.
Is that just how she is as a human being? Is that how she operates?
Apparently.
Sometimes she's really sweet, and then you just never know where you're gonna get with her. Honestly, I've had like, David, I love you, and then I have other moments where like, I don't really like you, you know that, and I'm like, what did I do?
Cut her out because I want to say this. We matched on Tinder once.
Are you serious?
This was like when I first moved here, and
Nice.
and like I didn't know her. I just thought she was a pretty girl, and we talked a little bit, and then didn't really go anywhere. And then we were at like Playlist or something. I was at TanaCon.
You went to TanaCon?
I worked TanaCon.
You worked TanaCon?
I laid the rails at TanaCon.
That's why it was a disaster.
Oh, it was the worst experience ever. We were both in the elevator together, and it was kind of just us, and we both knew that we had matched like a long time ago,
Nice.
and then we were just both like,
You look familiar.
how's this? No,
Yours just you have she has a lanyard that says like featured guest, and then yours
Yeah,
just
just
like
like
janitor.
crew. Dude, TanaCon was
Staff.
I never got paid from that. Tana, if you're watching, you owe me money. I worked like 2 or 3 days there.
You never got paid?
No, of course not.
That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. And that was just manual labor the entire time. I was just like those giant guardrails that all the little girls pushed over. I laid them out for, it felt like a mile probably of lanes, and yeah.
Have you ever like seen Tana? I'm like, hey, you never paid me for that.
I don't know. I've never talked to her.
She's actually really, really funny. Since we did Reality House,
I'll laugh when there's money in my pocket.
she's actually, bro, she is so smart. It's like it blows my mind how fast and like quick-witted and like charming she is. I mean, obviously she's Tana, so she's kind of crazy and stuff, but
Yeah, that's her.
overall, super funny, really smart.
Speaking of Ix really quick, we were at this party.
I thought you were just pointing at him, and I was like, yeah. Speaking of Ix, dude,
Oh, yeah, he is
guy.
you are my biggest ick. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, I don't know. But it was just when someone's allegations, like this guy came out that was canceled, and like terrible allegations. And Jared, like he doesn't know how to have his way out of a conversation. And this guy kind of he backed him in a corner, and he's just talking to him.
Shit.
And Jared's just like, oh yeah, like cool. And we're all just looking at him like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't. And
dude,
Jared,
we're the same. I wouldn't have guessed.
Jared
I'm
has
so
the worst
socially
yeah.
awkward.
I'm just too nice. I can't be like, bro, you.
No,
You murdered
sorry.
6 people.
That's
Come
exactly
on.
it. And I was trying anything. He was like, cool. So like, what do you do? I was like, oh, I make music. He's like, oh, dude, I'm starting to get into that. What do you use? And I was like, I use this software. blah, blah, blah.
You're trying to say something like really crazy where he wouldn't know what you're talking about. So he'd be like, I don't know, man. So you could leave. And then he goes, I know exactly what that is. And then they just talk about it for like an hour.
It was so, and then everybody at the party was just like, so why were you talking to so-and-so? I was like, I was trying to get out of it. Did you not see me sweating?
You are problematic.
See, I would at least. I'm really nice, and I don't know how to get out of conversations, but I will bring it up. Like I remember the first time I saw Yusef Fuzi Tube after his whole Drake thing. I literally saw him at Alex's house, and I was like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Dude, what's up with that whole Drake situation?" And everyone was like, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool to talk about, right? Like, it's kind of over now." And he was like, "Yeah," and then we kind of talked about it, and I was just asking him questions, like question after question, because I mean, we're all friends.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of me and him in a corner, but there were people around. But he was nice about it. He answered everything. But I will ask people kind of questions.
I could never.